Number 9. Trail Cam Clown. Here's something terrifying that might make you have nightmares if you have a fear of clowns. There are numerous trails in numerous parks all over the world, and often, in order to supervise them and keep an eye on things, folks that want to help keep things safe and secure place hidden cameras all over the trails. This helps keep park rangers and other officials in the loop, as well as giving them a glimpse as to what is happening all over the park. To be fair, that's a wise idea, which no doubt has helped many people and animals. But one of these hidden cameras caught a clown looking right at it one day, and it's arguably one of the scariest things you're going to see all day. For people with a specific phobia, what's more terrifying than clowns? Even for those of us who aren't especially terrified of them, there's no doubt that if you were watching this camera and this clown suddenly appeared, you'd freak out. Why was this clown there? What was it doing? How did it know about the camera? Was this just a prank for the people behind the camera? Or was he committing a crime? Perhaps something supernatural was going on. Unfortunately, we'll likely never know, and that's terrifying. Number 8. Jersey Devil. According to legend, a woman in the 1700s named Jane Mother Leeds had many children during her life. But one night, she was giving birth to what would be her 13th child, and when it was being born, she uttered the words, "This one will be the devil." That alone is terrifying, because what mother would wish for that? But as the saying goes, be careful what you wish for after being born, it grew horns, wings, and a tail. It flew up the chimney of her house and went out into the world. So begins the legend of the Jersey Devil, a cryptid story that is believed by many and has been claimed to have been seen by hundreds of people over the last 2 centuries. The Jersey Devil is said to live in the Pine Barrens of southern New Jersey, hence the name of the beast. And throughout its lifetime, it's been one of the cryptids whose legend has remained updated with new sightings in every generation. The first sighting of the creature came in 1812, when Joseph Bonaparte, the older brother of the famous Napoleon Bonaparte, said he saw the creature near his New Jersey estate. In 1909, the legend grew to new heights. Over 1,000 sightings of the Jersey Devil came that year. That includes some cannon-operating soldiers who saw the creature, shot it, hit it, and said it still lived as it didn't drop dead from the shot. Fueled by this, and the discovery of some tracks that didn't match creatures of the area, bloodhounds were brought in to try and find the creature. But the bloodhounds apparently refused to follow the tracks. What kind of hunting dog refuses to follow the tracks of a creature? A hunting dog that is terrified of what creature made those tracks. And there have been sightings continuing over the years, including one as recently as 2015. Some even claim to have taken videos or pictures of the creature. Of course, skeptics would argue that they are fake, but is that really the case? Either way you look at it, this is one myth that will continue on as long as the story and encounters are told and shown. Number 7. The Chase. Here is a hypothetical story, one that could happen to you, but you can thank your lucky stars it didn't happen to you. But it did really happen. Hearing about it is enough to make your skin crawl. A hiker was going through the woods one day and heard something approaching. Listening carefully, the explorer tried to identify the creature by sound. Thinking it was just an animal, he got the camera out and prepared to take the shot. But then he was forced back by a charging beast chasing its prey and was right in between it and its target. He leapt away only to see the creature hot on the tail of the victim, ready to tear into it and make it into dinner. So, what exactly is going on here? Clearly there is a deer on the left side, and that's not creepy at all. But the thing that's chasing it? That's a different story. What exactly is this thing? We don't know, and we don't know where exactly the picture was taken. Rumors state that it might be the infamous Jersey Devil, while others think it could be some other kind of monster out there. That's more than enough to make this a terrifying incident. As you can imagine, if there's something out there that scientists don't know about, and it's willing to hunt, being in the woods might not be so safe. Number 6. The Second Man. Looking at still more unsettling pictures, this next one stands out. At first, there's nothing really odd about it, right? It's just a picture of a man standing on the edge of a cliff intentionally and looking directly at the camera. The person obviously wanted to get a unique picture. It's a little reckless, but all in good fun. But if you pay attention to the right spot, you'll notice something else. There is someone in the trees just to the left of him, and they too are looking at the camera. This raises a lot of questions. First off, if you look at the picture itself, you'll notice that it's not a digital photograph. There's a crease on the top right corner. This means it was taken on a regular camera, printed, and then scanned to a computer. That means that this is very likely not fake, at least not with modern technology. Altering photographs decades ago was much more challenging than it is today in the world of Photoshop. That raises all sorts of questions, including what in the world is that second man doing there? What's more, you have to imagine that the main character in the picture didn't know about the second one. So did the two never interact? Did the second man run away after photobombing the picture? Or did something bad happen after the photo was shot? Terrifying questions, indeed. Before you get too scared from all these spooky, shocking things found in the woods, be sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to The Biggest. That way you don't miss out on any more intense videos. Number 5. Through the fog. There is almost never a bad time to take a photo with friends. After all, it's in those moments that memories are made that can last forever. In order to get that perfect shot, sometimes you have to endure huddling together and taking a picture in the woods when it's really foggy outside. This is already starting to sound like the events leading up to the start of a horror movie. The main part of the picture looks perfectly regular and a great snapshot until you look to the right and notice that in the distance there is someone hiding within the fog. Now, to be fair, you technically can explain it. Clearly, it could have been a member of their party who had been walking ahead of them. Of course, it could have also just been another random person walking through the woods. Here's the thing. The people who took the picture didn't have anyone else in their group, and they claim that they didn't see anyone else in the woods that day. And if they're to be believed and trying to freak us all out, then you have to wonder who this mystery person is. Perfectly timed photobomb or something else? Number 4. Catalonia Fallen Angel. At first, the idea of a fallen angel may not seem that terrifying, especially if you don't believe in the religious stories about their evil intentions and mystical powers. But this particular suspicious example isn't your typical handsome angel. This was a cryptid that was found in Spain and was even caught on camera. The creature in question was found in 2006 at around 1 a.m., and when it was caught on camera, its terrifying body was shown in full. It had a very skeletal form with glowing eyes. It appeared to be malnourished, and on its back were apparently growths. What kind of growths did it have? Ones that appeared to resemble featherless wings. That's right, the same kind of wings that would go on a bat, or a flying lizard, or yes, a subordinate of the devil. That sounds appropriate given that it was called a fallen angel. There are those who would call this creature fake, but is it really that simple? It's honestly hard to say, but something like this fallen angel hasn't been seen again, as best as anyone can tell. Number 3. Island of the Dolls. The Island of the Dolls is arguably one of the most terrifying islands known in the world today. It combines all the elements of a truly horrifying experience and puts them in one place. It's said to be haunted by the spirit of a young girl, and the story around it is one that is very well known and terrifying. A man named Don Julian owned this once peaceful place, and while walking around one day, he found a girl dead in the nearby water. To try and bring her spirit peace, he put some dolls in the trees for her spirit to play with. But he lost his mind, and eventually, the whole section of woods was covered in dolls of all shapes and sizes. Years later, all the dolls are withered and are incredibly creepy. Many accounts say that the dolls actually move on their own, thus making it one of the many haunted places in the world. But the true terror of the story can be found in what happened to that man. He was found dead later on in exactly the same spot where the girl had died. Number 2. The FLATWOODS Monster. On September 12, 1952, an odd event happened that is still unexplained to this day in West Virginia. A fireball was seen in the sky. However, unlike regular meteors and comets, this fireball was seen all across the United States. There were sightings of it from California all the way up to its crash site in West Virginia. Edward and Fred May, who were living in West Virginia, saw the fireball and then realized that it crashed on a nearby farm. Along with their friend, their mother, and neighbor, they ventured over and observed the crash site. When they did arrive, though, the area was covered in an odd mist, and a metallic sound of sorts was filling the air. As they tried to get closer to figure out what was going on, a pair of red eyes looked at them through the mist. It was then that they saw the creature in its full form. The creature that was looking at them was 10 feet tall and had a glowing green body. The creature hissed at them and started to approach, to which all of them ran. Obviously, they told whoever they could about the event, and the people went out to look for it. But they found nothing. Yet a reporter found some odd skid marks near where the crash was, and also found an odd, gooey deposit. The mystery was never truly solved. The people who saw the creature stuck to their story, and again, the red fireball was indeed spotted all across the United States. So were they just lying? And what did they have to gain if they were? Interestingly enough, this encounter was so famous that it was featured on an episode of the History Channel series Project Blue Book, where the explanation of the monster was a mix of gas, hallucinations, and an owl perched outstretched on a tree. But was that indeed what was seen in the woods that night? The world may never truly know. Number 1. The Clowns of Greenville. In Greenville, South Carolina, there was a string of strange incidents involving kids and clowns. Yes, something about clowns just isn't quite right, and whenever there's an unexplained incident with them, it brings out all sorts of bizarre theories. According to the kids, there were multiple clowns in the area, and they were trying to lure the kids into the woods with money. A lot of kids almost went into the woods, but thankfully they got wise and told the police about what was going on. At first, the parents of the kids thought they were just telling stories, but eventually over 30 kids came and said they saw these clowns in the woods. The police never found anything about the clowns, which makes it all the more creepy. What was the point of this? What were the clowns up to? Was it just a temporary collective insanity? We may never know. Thanks for watching. Which of these incidents did you personally find very terrifying? Do you know any stories of any other terrifying things found in the woods? Let me know in the comments below. Be sure to subscribe, and I'll see you next time right here on The Biggest.